Welcome. It's 12 o'clock. It's Friday, which means we are here at the WeBeam Studios doing our live stream Full Throttle Vision show. What number is this? I don't even know what number it is. We've been doing this for quite some time now.
We've been doing it for a while.
We always enjoy it here at the WeBeam Studios. And what's nice today is we're far enough apart, Charlie, and there's only two of us. We don't have to wear masks. But
we got the new mask.
We joined in the world, and like everybody else, look at this. We just got a new order in. If you're looking to get some masks done, these were fairly affordable. But they're really, great masks. So they're a little more than most of these other masks you see out there, like a buck or two. But Landmark Awards in Tarpon Springs. You want to talk to Greg? Look at this. I mean, it's a great shot. I got a picture of them in the cellophanes too. I got one of those, Charlie. You can show those off.
Yeah, but we got them brand new. So how much are if they want to get with us?
They're not cheap. Like I said, they're $12. They're $12 if you buy them online. I got $2 in there for shipping because we got to get them to you. But for $12, you can get a mask. If you do them, it's $14 online. It's $12 if you meet us out at an event. Like I was out last night at Salty Shamrock, which I think we got a video we're going to play. I did some phone testing because they say the new phones are great, and I tried to put something together on that. We'll see how that worked out. But if you're out and about, you can pick them up for $12. If you want to order them, get them shipped to you, it's $14. So you can go on our website. I made a post yesterday.
Yeah, now it's a $2 charge, but if they order 3 or 4 or something like that, it's just a $2 charge to put them in.
Yeah,
so.
well, we're going to throw some extras. If you order extras, if you order like 3 or 4 or 5, we're going to give you some extra bonuses in there for some of that, which is cool. So
well, we kick off the show today. Last week we had a surprise visit. Santa Claus came and saw us.
We did. How fun was that?
That was a lot of fun. Well,
I don't think they felt it was fun in here in the studio because we turned their studio upside down here at WeBeam Studios and had how many people we have in here? 15, 20?
Something like that. We all had our mask on and everything else, so we did the proper social thing there. So
we tried to do the proper social thing.
But we had Santa Claus come to town last week. This week we got another surprise visitor that's coming to town.
Who's that?
President Trump will be here today about 3 o'clock. He'll be flying in. I think he's coming into St. Pete International, not sure. But if you live in that Largo, Bel Air area,
don't drive it,
from like 3 o'clock on, stay because they're taking him. He's got some meetings to do, and then they're having a big thing at Bel Air Country Club. So
is that where he's doing his thing at?
Yeah, so
I'm sure
he'll be
a
in
couple
town
people
today.
We know in town are going to be there that are absolute Trump supporters. Which, hey, love it or like it, love it or hate it, he's our president. We try and stay non-political on the show. We do everything we can to just stay with the motorcycles, but he is the president of the United States of America. So I mean, it's cool. He's coming
I'm gonna put it this way: like me and you has got to see Air Force One fly in one time. Remember, we was actually doing a show at the USO at the airport,
we were in and everything at the airport was locked down.
Yep.
And we're like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, Air Force One is coming.
Remember, they let us go just in the parking lot and watch it land. That was back when Barack Obama was president. We went, and no matter who's president, when you see Air Force One coming in for a landing or taking off, that's just amazing to see.
Well, let's face it, that's the most powerful man in the United States of America coming in, and it's a big ordeal. I mean, I don't care who the president is, you still got to respect the seat that he's in and the job that he's got to do. Nobody wants that job. No. Nobody, let's face it, not anybody in their right mind would right now want to be a governor, a senator, or the president of the United States, because it doesn't matter what you do, it's wrong. Right?
And I know a lot of people's pushing for Joe Biden, but guess what? If he gets elected president within a week, they're gonna be jumping all over him just like they are President Trump.
It doesn't matter.
It's not going to change.
Listen, we're here to just talk motorcycles, and we don't want to talk politics. But it is cool he's coming into town today.
Yeah. But our biggest thing is just if you're going to be in that Largo, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bel Air area,
watch the road.
Just if you got to be somewhere, take a lot of extra time because if you've never seen a motorcade with the president, they block off everything.
Oh, it's the right thing.
Nobody moves and stuff like that, So
have you ever seen a motorcade go through before?
Yes.
Yeah. Louisiana's got to be one of the big areas.
Well, no, actually here.
Really?
Yep. One time when the president come through, I was actually doing a job somewhere. Obama. When he first got elected, he came here to go out to the Bel Air area, and I was working at a job, and they made me stay there until
everybody went. So what do you want to do? You want to go sit in traffic or stay here? Yeah, I'll just hang out.
Well, the Secret Service comes by at a certain time, and everybody has to stay in parking lot stuff. And they can't move.
Well, that's really cool. Again, so that's pretty neat. You got that going on. We got some masks. If you want, you can go online and order some. You can get a cool mask from Full Throttle. I thought they're great. Again, Landmark Awards, Greg is great, and he said he could put these together. I wanted a bunch of a nice order, and he made them for me, and I had them in the next morning. So
that's it.
They can make them quick for you, too. Get your logo on.
So if you're heading out to Sturgis or something like that.
Yes, we'll have them out there, too. I'm going to bring the whole box out there with us.
Now, real quick, I want to just kind of backtrack one more thing, and then we'll get on to Sturgis.
Absolutely.
Did you ever get the total number of what people donated last week for the Christmas in July?
What I was sent right before, I'm going to have to look for it was like $5,800.
I know it was close to that $6,000 mark.
It was 58 and change, and there was still more people still donating.
And you can still go donate to the site.
Yes, you can. You can still go donate.
Throw my phone around.
It was, I should have had that pulled up for you, Charlie.
That's okay.
I got it late. We were running around getting things done. But it was very close to 6,000, which is amazing because our goal was what, 3,000? I mean, that was our goal, was $3,000.
But when we had a certain group give $2,400 or something like that, that kind of made that $3,000 a lot easier.
I knew they were above 1,000. So I'm like, when I was watching our money come and go, I was like seeing the numbers. I said, okay, we're going to really hit our 3,000 mark, and I was super happy about that because let's face it, it's hard to get money. Everybody's struggling right now. They just came out with numbers that the second quarter, 33% down or 38%. It's the second highest percentage of being down in the economy than the Depression or something like that. That's scary stuff, man. That is scary, scary numbers right there. But, I mean, the fact that people gave out of their heart and soul, and people like Kenny Dukes gave 500, and Valerie came up and gave 500 out of everybody, and
look at
Amy and Greg came and gave almost $2,300.
Look at Santa Georgia boy, $200 he gave.
$200 out of his own pocket, just because he loves being involved with what we do.
Well, and we miss doing the ride. We really did.
Yeah.
And of course we got a lot of people to thank to doing the ride this summer. Fran's always in on doing the ride.
Fran Ash amazing.
Tampa Harley Davidson always helps us out, and of course the New York Yankees and Tampa Tarpons. Always helps us out.
They would give everybody. The Tampa Tarpons were awesome for a very small sponsorship fee. They would give everybody that went on a ride a baseball cap. Everybody got a ticket to the game, a hot dog, a drink. There was other stuff.
We did the ride out on the field.
We got the ride on the field. It was a lot just to give, and they did that because they wanted to help the hospital, which is basically right at their neighbors, Yeah,
and the Tampa Tarpons, they are owned by the ownership of the New York Yankees. They play at Steinbrenner Field here, same place where the Yankees do their spring training, and they have always helped us out with that ride. So hopefully next summer we'll be back with them. And
I'm hoping. Hey, listen, after November 5th, hopefully everything goes back to normal.
Yeah, somewhere up in there. We'll see. But
did you see the new sign they put on across the street from Steinbrenner Field? I put it up on the sports show yesterday.
The stadium there, yeah. Of course, we got the Buccaneers here, and we got 2 new players, and they put the new...
3 new players?
Well...
Did you not see who they signed?
Who?
Shady McCoy, baby, out of the
Shady
Buffalo.
Grady's here?
So we got a great... And now, he's not even going to be our starter, but, man, Shady... what's his name? What's his full name? I know.
I don't remember.
They call him Slim Shady or something. But we signed a new running back for the Bucs. I am so excited to watch these Buccaneers play. You got Brady, you got Gronk, you got Evans, you got Goddard, you got a great new line. Yeah. We really put some players together for us to win a Super Bowl, hopefully in our own stadium.
And I tell you, we got Byron Leftwich as our offensive coordinator. He was a quarterback, stuff like that. But for him to be hooked up with Tom Brady, hopefully he can learn some of that stuff from Tom Brady too.
That's adding to his resume as well as.
I was gonna say,
if that's helping anybody, that's helping Leftwich's resume to go. Hey, I was Brady's coach. After a while,
I really think if those
only
who
one
go,
other person that can say that really, or 1 or 2 other people that can say they've been.
I really think if Byron Leftwich really drills, Brady, and they learn stuff like that, Byron Leftwich, his name could go up to be a head coach, here very soon in the league.
I just saw they did their first practice and the media practice, I think. So they were showing pictures. And listen, as a Bucs fan, I got a Bucs plate on the Full Throttle truck. That's probably Bucs and Lightning. I'm not as big of a Rays fan just because I love them. I do enjoy playoff time and everything. But, I'm a Bucs Lightning. I play hockey. So when it comes to the Lightning, one of the best things I've done in my entire life was play with my friends in Rink of Dreams and my brother on the Rink of Dreams hockey and on the Lightning ice. I mean, that's like,
And,
I mean,
and
a
I hate
dream.
and I hate to say, but you know, the Bucks and the Lightning, now they did it through whenever they used to have the Tampa Storm, have both worked with us to have bike nights, you know, or bike days at the game. You know, the last 3 years we've had, you know, the ride and bike shop bike day
done
at
with the Rays too.
one time, but they've been a little more
Standoffish. Yeah.
yes.
Well, I feel like between all the big people you got to deal with, the Rays were the hardest to deal with
Yes.
because they wanted to pre-plan so far in advance. Like they wanted ticket sales like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before. I'm like, a biker's not going to get on their bike and go if it's raining. They want to make that decision day of. Give them something to say at the gate, and then they'll get a ticket. It's not like you're selling out
and then
every Rays game when they were doing it. You know, let's face it. I love them, but they weren't even.
And
selling
then remember, they
half of them.
parked us all the way, almost in, you know, all the way at the very far corner of the stadium, and had you.
Usually they say the back 40's in the back. This was four fields behind
yeah,
the back 40.
this was on the other side of the road tracks. You know,
That's not even a joke. We're on the other side of the road from the stadium. It's like
compared to, remember, with the Lightning, they had that little area right along where the stage is. They parked us.
on the promenade we were.
Yep.
Remember, we were set up there underneath
then
the bowl.
the Buccaneers, you know, they have the just kind of catty cornered. We're not far from where the TV station is. They park us there. So, you know, they
When
both
sports
worked with
come
us.
back, we're definitely going to have to start getting involved in doing some tailgating for sure.
Tailgating.
So we're going to talk Sturgis right now because that starts here, what, 6 days from tomorrow?
Yep.
7 days from today?
Me and the White Tornado leave tomorrow to go to Louisiana and then head that way.
I saw you got a bike loaded up. Yes, we're trailering bikes out there, people.
'Cause
Don't
we
get
got-
on us. And remember when we did that a couple years back? We took a picture in front of the bikes on a trailer. And, God, we got land blasted by everybody.
Yeah, but if you've seen all the crap we got to take out there.
Yeah, people have no idea. But,
Well, you got to remember we do a ride-in bike show there, so we got to take all our materials there. We got to take all our camping stuff, everything else.
trophies.
Everything. And can you imagine if Georgia Boy had to drive 2,500 miles?
No, I don't know. He wouldn't go, that's for sure. So one thing about Sturgis is we talk about the rides. I found this today, 5 top rides in Sturgis, and it was awesome.
Let's start with number 5.
Number 5 is one of the best rides. I say it's too low on this. I say some of these are fun because they're destinations, but for a ride, this ride, it's called the Canyon Ride. Read some of that, Charlie.
Well, the Canyon Ride, that's the one you go up towards Mount Rushmore.
It's towards Rushmore, but you get the greatest scenery in South Dakota. It's winding through Spearfish Canyon, number 1.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Boulder Canyon, number 2. Vonnegut Canyon, which is the one that we found right out of Lozelle Street. You go out, and Vonnegut Canyon is right there. Great big sweeping curves, and you're coming out of a mountain to this big curve where you're leaning in, and to the right is this big prairie, this big field where there's 90% of the time there's deer or animal in there.
And when he say leaning right, like peg dragging right, you know.
It's a sweeping long curve, and you're just getting it. And it says, I'm going to read this real quick. This motorcycle ride is the ultimate reprieve from the hustle and bustle of the Sturgis Rally. Soak in Spearfish Canyon's 19 miles of cool mist and bask in Boulder Canyon sights, all the way from Sturgis to Deadwood.
Yep.
And then, for riders that go the extra mile, Vonnegut Canyon winds through the heart of Nemo Road and back to Deadwood. Nemo Road, phenomenal road.
Yep.
Like, absolutely one of the gems that you don't know about and nobody knows about. If you go to Sturgis, Nemo Road, do that. And
a lot of people say the Spearfish Canyon Ride is fun.
Well, you stop and we got to see the waterfall, right?
Yep.
I tell people, if you're doing Spearfish, bring a towel.
Yep.
Bring a towel and
Just
a pair
in
of
case
shorts.
the wind's blowing just right.
Well, because you want to bring a towel and a pair of shorts. You're going to go down to the bottom of that. There's a waterfall, a cold, crystal clear, beautiful water coming off, and you can go climb into it. And we've done that in the past.
And if you're doing that one, go to Spearfish and start it that way coming back up, because you fight your way up the mountain to go into Deadwood with all the traffic. And it's easier to go to Spearfish first, just get on the interstate and go. Loop back through Spearfish. That way, if you want to go into Deadwood, you're there. If not, you
rather
can
than start at Deadwood.
Yeah.
Most people come that way. There's traffic. They go, oh, Spearfish Canyon, take a right, and then traffic. And Needles Highway is the same. Needles is number 4 on our list.
Yeah, you do better to go past Mount Rushmore and stuff
come
and start
back
the
to
other way,
Needles.
which is what we'll do this way.
Needles is great, but I'll tell you one thing: the traffic sucks because Needles Highway literally is about the width of what, this chair between us, Charlie? The top of it, they call it Needles because the rock formation is like this and is like the eye of a needle. That's why they call it the eye of a needle. But campers, so they have to stop traffic on either side of the opening.
It's only one lane, yep.
So you can get bikes through one way, and then they come the other way, and it just backs
I remember
up.
going through the tunnel, Georgia boy laid on the horn, and the next thing he heard was a siren. He thought he was getting pulled over for a noise ordinance.
That's a good ride, Needles Highway, because you could do Needles and something else together.
You can do Mount Rushmore.
Is that Rushmore and Needles
Yes.
Highway together? And then, of course, Charlie, where I was terrified because this 8,000-pound buffalo almost trampled us, is Custer State Park.
Oh, yeah.
He's laughing at me because he knows this buffalo's coming up towards our bikes. Charlie and I are just sitting there. Finally, we turn the bikes off. I'm like, I don't want to scare him. And it just keeps coming and coming and coming. And finally, I'm like, Charlie, I don't want to sit here anymore. This thing's coming right at us. And he's like, don't move. Just sit here. It'll go around us.
Yeah.
And he's snorting.
Well, that's because August, when you're out there, that is the middle of their rut.
It was rutting.
Oh yeah, because remember there was another couple getting it on right in the middle of the road where one mom covered her kid's eyes there, you know.
It was rutting.
And
that's for sure.
they grunt, and you can hear them. Oh
Snorting.
man. Oh
And
yeah.
They're monster size, and this was a small one, and it was still a monster size buffalo because they're mixed with what, cow or cattle?
Yes,
now?
these are herded type, so these are not original buffalo. Now, if you go into the other park, and I can't remember what it is, those are actually wild buffalo. We went through it. Me and Mike, my cousin, went
I don't know.
through
No,
that
I only know
area.
Custer. There's another one.
There's another park. It's on around the Crazy Horse area. That if you leave from Crazy Horse going south, you go through it. Now those are the actual descendants of the wild buffalo, and it's
God
just amazing.
forbid the buffalo aren't in viewing range.
Yeah.
Because then you got to. So one year we went, and the buffalo were not in viewing range. The whole herd stays together. I don't know if you know buffalo or anybody
Yes,
knows.
they're herding animals.
They herd together, so they stay together, and they run one direction. They don't turn or run. You know, they kind of swoop and move that way. And they weren't anywhere close. We stopped at a place, and the forester
ranger,
was like, well, they're about a mile down the dirt road. Take a ride. You guys can make it. You're on bikes. You go do it. Well, I'm on the bagger, my bagger, which is a 30-inch low-profile front rim, you know, custom painted. They're all on their normal bikes. They're like, let's do it. Well, let's just say that was not the easiest ride for me, but we made it and found them and hung out there for a while. They ended up coming all the way up to us. Like, we didn't even plan it. We're sitting at this fence and relaxing, and they come running right to us, and we're like, okay, we get to see buffalo.
Yeah,
you know?
now, because of Custer State Park, they only allow so many in.
Really?
As far as buffalo, and then they kind of move them through the park where they don't overgraze and things like that. So that's why sometimes they may be at the road, sometimes they may. Was you with us whenever we saw the elk laying in the park and stuff?
I didn't see the elk. I saw the
pronghorn or whatever it was.
No, the donkeys. The donkeys are always there. If you go to Custer, throw some fruit or something in your get an apple or two or some carrots and throw them in your bag too.
For the donkeys.
Because the donkeys come up to the road and always will. They're so awesome. They're right there, gentle.
Yep.
Just I mean, they'll eat, but they always look for something to eat. And it's okay to feed them because they're wild animals. They're donkeys. What I mean.
But when you're walking in the park, especially ladies, watch your step because of the prairie dog holes. They are freaking everywhere.
Yes, they
even remember the gravel road. They even had you'd be driving the gravel, all of a sudden you see a head pop up right in the middle of the gravel road where they dug through.
But you see more of the prairie dogs out at like Badlands and and that Badlands ride, which I'm surprised isn't on here. Like this list, the list of top 5. You said Crazy Horse, which is number 2. Crazy Horse is good. I mean, this doesn't have Wall Drugs or Badlands, which I think is a better ride than to out to what's the big Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You guys went out there, the big mountain out there.
Oh, Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower.
Yep, it's not on the top 5.
No, it's not even on the top 5. So I think Badlands is definitely one you got to go see because when you go to Badlands, and if you've ever been up into this area, there's a road you ride on. To the right is prairies, as flat and long as you can see. To the left of that road is the weirdest rock formations you could ever imagine, and that are made in this world. Looks like you're on Mars, but the road separates prairie and nothingness. It's like you're riding on the edge of the world, and because to the right there's just forever nothing, and clouds and sky and grass. To the left it just cuts straight down. It's so cool out there. And then, of course, Rushmore, which is nice. The little town at the bottom of Rushmore, what is that? Bear Butte? That's
something
not
like that. Bear Butte or something like that.
I don't know if that's it. There's a little town at the bottom before you go up into Rushmore. Good little town to get something to eat at.
Of course, the town of Custer's not far away and stuff like that. So
Custer, you got to go to Deadwood and see where Wild Bill Hickok was shot.
Yep.
And then we were going to go, where were we going to go?
We were going to go to the grave site, but then with her and him and I think it's Calamity Jane buried together, and I don't know, we got sidetracked doing something else. Who knows? Because
it's always something out there. You know,
I think a slot machine sidetracked us or something like that.
I think we did stop at Deadwood. And you know, there's a lot of things going on out there. And you know, we're doing Full Throttle Magazine's doing a bike show, and if Rob could pull that up, the guy in the green bike is that picture. We're doing a bike show on Wednesday the 12th. There it is right there. So that's a picture. When was that? Was that last year or the year before that we did?
That was 2 years ago.
So that guy won, I think, first in his class. Awesome, cool bike. But we're there August 12th. I think we start at noon, and our awards are going to be at 3 or 4, maybe 5, right around there. So very cool. That Wednesday, when we're doing our finals, by the way, we may call in the Eddie show because it's around the same time.
Yep.
So we may be doing our finals and calling into the Everywhere Eddie show, hopefully, and showing off our winners and talking to people in Sturgis. So that could be a lot of fun. It's called the All Brands Bike Show and Bagger Blast Off. So if you got a bagger out there, you guys want to, we might even do an audio competition if they allow us to make some noise. You know, I got Urban Rides Magazine contacted me. They're going to give a trophy away, which is pretty cool. They're going to come to our show and give one of their trophies away. So they're going to promote it.
And this is a wide open show. It's not restricted. You got a bike, you want it in it, bring it, put it in the show. We don't care if it's a moped or a bagger. You know, a Honda or a Harley. If you got a bike you want to show up, bring it, put it in the show.
We got 10 classes. The classes we'll probably do 5 open classes for all the bikes and 5 for the baggers. So you can have a stock bagger, you can have a metric bagger, you can have a custom, and then a full custom and a mild custom. So we probably make it more of a vague style. That way we can fit more bikes in a fewer categories, and there's more competition, which I think people who want to do bike shows really enjoy the competition.
Now, this year's a little different. Just about all the big national touring acts, of course, with Corona, pulled out.
Can you believe that?
So just about every location is independent bands.
I went back looking, 2 weeks ago when we, or 3 weeks ago when we had, and they've all changed. Every single one has changed.
And they've changed again.
Really?
You know, they all changed. You know, now I know like Buffalo Chip.
I sent Rob a picture of that one too. That we have that breakdown of all the bands.
Yep.
Rob could pull that up from. They did a nice photo shoot on the old dirt road, and they got a nice bike and a girl, and then they put the bands that are up there. Headlining is cool because one of their headline acts is one of our big headlining acts that we had at the expo.
Yep. So actually 2.
Who's that?
We've had Quiet Riot at the expo, and they've signed on. They're going to be there. And, of course, we had Buck Cherry.
Well, then there's more than 2. There's 3. You got Buck Cherry was our Thursday headline act when we got hit by a tornado. So not that we don't remember that or we ever want to forget that.
In fact, our first, I guess you'd say our first big national act other than the Lax was Quiet Riot we had one year.
Quiet Riot.
And they're going to be out there. 38 Special is going to be out there.
We've never had them.
No, we've talked about it, but
I know we've talked about it.
We talked about it one year, but they already had them set up for St. Pete Beach Bike Fest.
We didn't want to double book them in the same area.
So we skipped over that. And they did a great show at St. Pete Beach Bike Fest. So maybe later on down the road we can have 38 Special. Molly Hatchett's going to be there.
Listen, we've been talking. I know Charlie and I, we you know.
There you go. He's going to go down the list. So
there we go.
Hank Rotten.
Who's Hank Rotten?
Hank Rotten Jr. There's Molly Hatchet.
Molly Hatchet, very cool.
Yep. The Guess Who, they've been around a long time.
That's not the Who then, huh?
No, that's the Guess Who. Now, this is a band I think you're a little more familiar with. How do you pronounce it? Adelia's Way or something like that?
I know. I'm sure I know a song.
Yep. Smash Mouth.
We had them. So guys, keep on Smash Mouth for a second. We had them booked for our expo this year. I was so close to bringing them in, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're not a biker band." And now I see them here playing Buffalo Chip. I'm like, "What's wrong with Smash Mouth? Hey, now you're a rock star."
This is another band. Is it Tramped or Trapped?
Trapped.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like a new generation. Oh,
Night Ranger. We have talked about Night Ranger for the expo before. They're a little bit of a handful. They were there 2 years ago with Rat. And they're Saving Abel. They've been here in the area.
St. Pete Beach Bike Fest.
St. Pete Beach Bike. In fact, they come pretty much every year to St. Pete Beach Bike Fest.
Oh,
Buck Cherry.
Buck Cherry. You know, I love and don't love Buck Cherry, okay? That's a tough situation for me. That gentleman in the middle, who is our lead singer, I don't even know his name, but he's just a different character. But, they played with us. And
now, Drowning Pool, we had them scheduled for a charity event for Fran, and remember we had 2 storms come up right in a row.
What is else with storms?
And so they ended up moving them down to the Black Widow Harley Davidson.
Yeah. Lit.
Now,
Lit was on our list too.
Now, what song does Lit do?
You know it. You've heard it before. It's funny. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but Lit's a good band. It was like a 2000s band, and then
scroll back down to the one before that one. We're just real quick. Drowning Pool. Tony, what song do they do?
Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
One of
the coolest things is Jasmine Cain does Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, and she can get that growl, that, and man, we almost got Jasmine to get up there and sing it with them at the Bert and Fran Jam.
Yeah.
And it would have been amazing. Drowning Pool is cool.
Maybe after all this over with and stuff like that on one of the expos, we can work with Drowning Pool to maybe come back again.
We're still doing it.
38 special from Jacksonville, Florida. Now a lot of people talk about that is still their original lead singer and everything. This is not like everybody, they're just glorified, tribute band. No, the original lead singer that's been with them the whole time.
A
couple other guys.
Hair. Some of the guys still got the hair, that's for sure.
Still, now one of the Van Zandt brothers with him, but he never really sang on any of he was just a guitar player and co-founder. But still hear the original lead singer that you hear on all the hits and everything else.
Is Buck Cherry on our Wednesday night?
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember.
Blue Frog Band?
Blue Frog Band, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay, scroll down one more.
Oh, Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot. Frankie has been fighting cancer for a long time.
How is he doing, do you know?
He's doing better.
Frank's their drummer. He's the only original.
He carries on with the band with all the family's permission from everybody else. And he's a trooper. Who knows? Maybe we can have him back in.
Quiet Riot. Do you remember when they came? And somebody tries to get in the back of the show, and they go, "Yeah, I'm good friends with who's the lead singer that passed away?"
Oh, Kevin DeBro.
No, the first one.
Kevin DeBro was and then.
Whatever. They're like, I'm best friends with the lead singer, and they said the name, and the guy passed away like 10
Oh no, that was Warrant with Janie Lane.
Oh, Janie Lane. Yes.
Like,
I'm best friends with Janie Lane, and we're like, you are? They're like, yeah, I need to get back there. We're like, okay, cool. So you're best friends, you know that? Oh yeah, we were just together. We're like, he's been dead for 10 years. What's wrong with you?
Now, Warrant was a little handful. We had Speakergate that happened.
Oh, my God. Boy, we have really touched on a lot of bands that we actually have dealt with.
But here's my thing here's the thing I hate about that. It was one of the rare shows where we had both lead singers appear on stage that had replaced Janie Lane. It was one of the rare shows so it was a shame we had Speakergate because I worked hard to have.
The lead singer and the stage guy were kind of not on the right page. Well, he puts a big thing. He just bought this brand new
front field speakers.
Whatever. His front field speakers says
like $3,000 a piece.
Well, during the show, he takes that tape off because it's Scotch tape, and he puts it on his leg, and he says, "Don't touch on it." So he steps on it with both feet, and he jumps up and down on it. And the stage guy's like,
he goes and pulls those speakers off the stage.
So he pulls them off, and then the lead singer goes, and I'm not playing again until he puts that speaker up here. It's like, oh my God, are we really having an issue with the stage and the sound guy and the lead singer on the stage during the concert? I mean, Charlie,
remember my meltdown I was doing? I was yelling at them both, not in front of the crowd, not in front of the crowd.
5,000 people at Quaker Steak and Lube, and these two are having a pissing contest. And
remember, I told them, I said, look, y'all want to fight? I'll put tables, ladders, and chairs behind the stage. Y'all fight every show, not in front of my crowd.
I remember talking, I don't even know, I was talking to my dad, and I heard the argument start happening from back, and I was like, what's going on? Why is the music stopped on stage? Because I'm doing 800 million things. And I go up there, and these two are
nose to nose, pointing at each other.
Two cats in each other's face, and people are waiting for songs to play.
I literally felt like a wrestling referee trying to get between the two, and I kept yelling at him to go sing and for him to go back to the soundboard. And
then on stage, after he comes back out, he's like, "Oh, we're going to handle this behind stage after this is done." I said, Jesus Christ, these guys are going to kill each other.
I will say Robert, the lead singer from remember he did come and apologize to us both and everything else, but
God darn it.
And then I got to throw it to our other one that really kind of come in and saved the day, and that was Lita Ford. She came in the next night. She has played for us twice.
Autograph was awesome.
Yep.
Jack Russell was amazing from Great White. Jack Russell stayed until after the show.
We had to run him off. Remember, we had to tear the stage down.
We had to he stayed and met every
as long as there was a person there.
Person that was there. Who's the band that was before him that wouldn't come out?
Let's see. We had the former lead.
I had to get him come out because
Winger, yeah, Winger, because it started to rain.
Winger wouldn't come out. It started sprinkling, and there's 200 people waiting to shake their hands and get autographs.
But
he's on the stagecoach in the stagecoach. You know, I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Now I got to say that the band at over for Vixen, they actually stayed. Remember, after Winger had already left, they were still there meeting people.
So we're tearing down the stage, and Jack Russell is there, still shaking hands, talking to all of us, giving everybody who's working
anybody
on the
who
stage,
come over for an autograph,
an autograph, and
pictures,
to the point where like, Jack, we love you. Get out of here so we can tear down, and you know, and he was cool.
And if his shape wasn't so bad, I wouldn't mind having him back again. You know,
he's just in bad shape.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Ozzy Osbourne of rock and roll right now. It looks like he's gonna fall off the stage, but as soon as the music starts, he goes at it. And then of course, to start off, you know, we had the former lead singer of Bad Company, Brian Howe, who has passed away. So it was great that we got to have him out before.
And he was with Free as well.
Before
and the reason I know the band Free is they did All Right Now for one of my dad's favorite songs.
And he did that song during his set.
Yep, and he played Free, and that was All Right Now, baby, it's all
So we've had some good stuff. Of course, like we say, we brought in the Lax that one time, and
that was
with
fun.
the Hick Hop and
Hick Hop. That was, you know, even the crowd goes. That went from biker and leather to PBR and camo real quick that night.
Remember the timeline video you had? You seen all the black leather clear out and all the Budweiser T-shirts, camo and everything.
Big. They did a song with Kid Rock. They did a song with Moonshine Bandits. They've done songs. They've grown immensely since we've had them play here. In fact, that was.
And then of course, you know, a big thank you to Uncle Cracker. I hope we get him back.
I'll tell you, I had a contact. I mean, I hung out with them for a minute. Uncle Cracker guys were awesome because they came in the day after the tornado.
And no, I told them that night before what had happened, and they were, look, what do we need to do to help you out? What do we need to do to make this happen? They never tried to back out of the show or anything.
Wait, we got some stories, don't we?
And they were just amazing. And
what was the back line that Uncle Cracker wanted? You got to tell.
His rider was as simple as ever. Potato chips, assorted chocolates, and
weed.
Some Willie Nelson's finest, and he was ready to go.
It was like, he was the easy. You guys good? Where can I get a blunt? All right, that's how we're doing it.
And he was great.
He was fantastic. He was like,
I hope we get to have him back again. And
I would do that all over again.
Daughtry was a handful, but you know he's a current star.
We showed out. There's no doubt about it. We showed out trying to bring Daughtry. Everybody that I know told me I tried to go a little bit too big, and yeah, well, maybe you're right. But you know what? What is it? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. If you watch Office, that's a Michael Scott reference.
Yeah,
so, anyways, you know what? We took a shot, and Mother Nature shot back at us and gave us a tornado. So you know, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Maybe it was. You know, pushing us in the right path. Who knows?
And our production company come in. You know, if you remember after the tornado, I was the naysayer. I was like, man, there's no way we did.
You were saying it when the tornado was hitting. I was. Shut your mouth, Charlie.
I was the naysayer.
And we're going to move on from here.
But the stage guy, even though he just kept saying, hang on, you know, I got a $30,000 soundboard that's full of water, but we can drive.
You were right, and because Dana got hit by that flying metal.
And she's watching,
You're watching everything fall. When we were running for our lives, things were toppling over. I mean, I don't mean this as a joke. I mean, when we were
Dana had to end up like 10 stitches.
Fences were over, tents were over, the chairs were blowing by us. You know, bikes were over. We had to run 2 football fiels.
I guess all I heard you do was say run, and I seen the wall of water coming at us.
And that was probably the scariest thing I've ever been in. But again, you go from a terrifying thing like a tornado that can ruin what we did to the next morning having 150
remember, you put out a cattle call, say bikers, we need your help.
What can we do to help make this expo go on and happen? It's like, wow, I mean, it's moving.
And when we say a tornado hit, folks, we're not exaggerating. There were new bikes laying on their side. There was parts of cars were parked in the front parking lot, and we're finding parts of the cars in the back of the building.
Totally destroyed our back VIP tent.
Tent.
Totally destroyed 2 or 3 vendors, big tents, 100-foot tents, totally ripped the top off the stage. I mean, our bars were moved.
Oh, remember that? Our island bar was actually slid down the parking lot and turned around.
Fran's trailer was sitting like this, and it literally picked up the tongue and flipped it
90
90 degrees and moved it that way. It was amazing force that you don't see. And again, with that the tropical storm, whatever it's coming, what is it?
I have no clue. It's going to skirt the coast, I hope.
Yeah, and whatever this tropical, I'm gonna say tropical storm because is it tornado?
It's category 1.
Is it? So
yeah,
it
looks like it's more going to take aim at like Myrtle Beach or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
look, dude, man, our water here is 80 high 80s degrees. That is just fodder for this hurricane. That sucks. Let's move on. Let's talk about we talked about the masks. Here's some good stuff. Let's talk about the calendar contest. You know, the calendar contest is pretty going well. I didn't know it was going to be as well accepted and looked at as we did, because I would have done this differently. I was like, I talked with John here at Tampa Multimedia and We Beam TV, and he's like, you know, do something with girls, man. Sex always brings a lot of people, you know, sexy girls. And I said, well, let's do a calendar. We're far enough out where we can still shoot it. We can still do the contest, you know. And I made a post, and the post just blew up.
Well, they say during a recession, the 2 things that sells the most is sex and religion, and so.
No, I'm not selling religion, so let's do the sex part, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, it's something we've talked about many times and just never followed through, so what the hell, let's do it.
Let's do it. And I made a post, and next thing you know, the post, I think, has 60,000 views. So what we did here, we were setting this up. Rob's got some pictures there, and he's going to scroll down and show you. And so what we said is the top 12 girls that have likes. And she's doing well. She's a normal person right there. That one that you're at the top there,
yep.
She's doing quite well. I hope she makes it. He's not going to click on it because then you lose everybody. So,
yep. So our final 12.
That's a hot picture right there. Is that Chloe, I think?
Yeah, there actually is a bike in that picture. Just notice it.
I didn't. Oh, there is a bike. Yeah, I see it now. And then a lot of pictures from the expo. She was on a lot of the bikes at the expo there.
And oh God, if we get another call about somebody, oh, can my bike be the bike that is photographed in it?
I had somebody send me. There's Tori, one of our Harley girls. Yeah, there's guys and dogs, and you know. And actually, I'm not gonna lie. The amount of guys that have posted pictures and the response from women that I may do a guys calendar too. We may do a guys biker calendar as well. So, ladies, if you like the idea of doing a you know, a ladies calendar and a guys calendar. There's right there. There's Lee's wife, and I talked to her. She's in the top 12 right now. She's pretty too. Look at that right there. She's there. There's LJ. She's doing quite well.
I believe Sammy Joe from Jezebel's hanging in there.
Stop. There's David Moss's ass.
Oh, jeez.
I said I think he's got more likes than some of the girls. And then there's Lisa. She was, in that picture right there, she's doing well.
I believe Sammy Joe, the lead singer of Jezebel's, kind of hanging in there in the top 12 or so.
I think she's top. There she is right there. Sammy Joe seems to be #1 on the list of with the likes. Doesn't hurt when you're the lead singer.
I think though she's going around doing a little politic in there too.
That's okay. So. Listen, bring people to our page, like your pictures.
It's an election year, so keep politic in there. That's what you do, Sammy.
So, but I mean, all the pictures. Thank you to anybody who went on there, voted, and put a picture up. Look at her. I remember seeing her.
She's got a tattoo.
But there's some great pictures, and we're going to contact the top 12. And what we're going to do from here is I'm going to contact the top 12 winners. There's Sammy Joe. I think that's the picture that probably has the most right there. And then we're going to contact them and say, send me your best picture you have of you that you like the most. I'm going to make an album. From the album, you can share it, like it. And this was just a post, and it was hard to find. From the album, that's when we're going to have our top 12. That's where you go like or love the picture. The #1 liked or loved picture on there. We're going to let it run for a month. Because at the end of August, so September, October, we're going to be shooting, and then we'll have it ready for November, December, Christmas time. And we're going to make them very affordable. I think we're going to make them $10 a piece to get a calendar because of the time and effort going into it. If you're a supporter to Full Throttle Magazine's Facebook page, this is going to be one thing. You're going to get behind-the-scenes shots. You're going to do behind-the-scenes videos. We're going to do a lot of the calendar stuff and the girl stuff behind the scenes for our supporters. Also, I've made I might be doing, if you become a supporter of Full Throttle, we might send you a little goodie bag with like a mask and some other things in there. So for $4.99, you can become a supporter of Full Throttle Magazine. And what that is if you enjoy our content, this is what we're doing now is creating amazing content. Like, I got a little video that we're going to play here in a second from Salty Shamrock last night. Now, it's not the greatest of content, but we're out and about doing it. You know what I mean? We're going to bring you, so we're talking some fishing shows. We're talking some, I was approached by a guy who wants to do dive. Micah, who's been in here, wants to do a dive show. And he's got videos. Oh, he sent me a video of him diving a cave. Yeah, no, I don't want to go dive in a cave. Do you?
No, don't want to dive a cave.
I'm not cave diver. That is for sure. But you know, fishing and all this good stuff that things are going on. Become a supporter of Full Throttle Magazine's Facebook page. It's right underneath our header picture. It says become a supporter. Be a VIP member of Full Throttle. You're going to get some goodies. Talk to Fran already. We're going to do some great giveaways for our VIP supporters. You're going to get a lot of great stuff with that. Videos, pictures. You get a tab that you know, when you comment, we see it. I'm going to make some stickers that you can put on our page, and you can, you know, only for the supporters. We're going to have some cool stuff. So there's something Facebook is now offering us. There it is. That's cool. Thank you, guys. It's right there, that big blue box right underneath the flaming wheel. Well, there's two flaming wheels there, but the right flaming wheel.
The actual wheel, yep.
It says become a supporter. Click on that. We appreciate any and all help. And again, it's not going to be for nothing. It's $5, but we're going to take care of you. You're going to get some cool stuff about it.
Yep.
You know?
And of course, Tony, we've kind of talked about it in this social distancing age. Now August, we're skipping August because of Sturgis, but we're going to try to have a poker run every month of some type because it's something that bikers enjoy doing, and we can kind of keep our social distancing and keep in compliance.
They've been great.
There.
Our poker runs have been really well accepted here. In fact, the last 2 or 3 we've done have all been over the charts of things we've done before.
So if you got an idea for a poker run, get with Tony. You know, with September, October, November, December, you know, maybe we can do some poker runs. Of course, maybe we can do a poker run for the Children's Hospital since we can't.
Too. I'm going to try some different
Where
stuff.
you roll the dice instead of
and
picking.
then you get numbers, and say you roll 5 dice, whatever your number is, whoever's got the highest amount of numbers at the end kind of wins. So you never know. But let's do this because we did a bike night last night, which is a great turnout. It was at the Salty Shamrock with Sharpie, and then Eric Warren was out there, you know, with Dropkick Customs. Attorney Fran Hash was out there. Bands were playing. So I tried something new. I didn't bring a big camera. I brought my phone, and I kind of edited. So we're going to have to see how this works out. But we got a quick video from Salty Shamrock Bike Night last night out in Apollo Beach. Let's check it out and see what happens.
Hey folks, we wish you were here at the Salty Shamrock for the last Thursday of the month bike event. We're having a blast. The Bush Hog Band is rocking right now. We're about to have a 4-class bike show with Bike of the Night. A free show, folks. So if you're in the area, drop by. But I tell you what, it is a great night to be on your motorcycle because we're jonesing to ride here. We're practicing social distancing. CDC would be proud of us. So folks, next month, come on down to the last Thursday of the month, right here at the Salty Shamrock. We want to thank Fran Hash Law Group as the corporate sponsor, as well as my buddy here, Tony, from Full Throttle Magazine. We want to thank you folks for coming. We're not done yet. We're going to be here till 10 o'clock or later. So if you're in the area, come on down to the Salty Shamrock, right here at Apollo Beach.
That turned out pretty well, actually, didn't it?
Yeah. In fact, Brandy's on. So Brandy, you got a little cameo right there.
Yeah, there's Brandy. Brandy was on. You know, again, it's all new in this world that we're doing. You know, somebody told me my phone can do all this, so I started. And I was like, let me just shoot a couple little B-rolls and get an interview with Sharpie, and I was like, that turned out quite well. I was impressed with it. So,
and when you go out to these bike nights,
wear your masks. You wear your masks. Listen,
we got the full throttle
I had to
mask.
block somebody that I'm really good friends with today. I had to stop. I said I muted his post because I had to stop getting his post because I cannot take the fighting on Facebook.
No.
You know what? I made a post yesterday, and I'm not going to go into all detail, but I'm just good things are happening. I'm pretty happy, and I was like, and more comments on that post than anything. It's like all this negativity in life. Just get rid of it, man. Get rid of this negativity. Be happy. Enjoy what we got, whether we like it or not. Put a damn mask on. Buy a mask. Do what you got to do.
We got the full throttle mask. And another thing, we don't want to give the powers to be a reason to come in. And if we show them the bikers, hey, we'll follow your rules. We get a lot of, they may not bother us. So, and
Hopefully.
we want to see the business owners stay open. Of course, we'd love to see Quaker come back to bike night, things like that. So, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I hate wearing a mask. It drives me crazy. It's hard to breathe and everything else.
It's not the norm.
But,
it's not the norm, guys. It's not what we want to do. And we're being told to, which makes it even worse,
But if you wear the mask and go out and have a good time, keep your social distancing. Well, just like at Buffalo Tip, we'll go back to Surge real quick. For the first time in a long time, Woody's going to allow bikes to completely be inside the area.
People may not know what that means. Inside the amphitheater.
You ride it right to the stage.
Huge.
Yep.
And they jam packed. When Kid Rock's in there's probably 30,000 people jam packed in there. But if you ride your bikes in, you can't get so close to people. And you can sit on your bike and watch.
And it cuts capacity down.
Yeah. And it cuts it down, which is nice. I mean, so when you stay at Buffalo Chip and you pay for your entrance to camp, you get in there for free.
Right.
Basically.
And one bike takes the average of 5 people. So you're cutting from 5 to 1. So 4 people out for one bike to be in.
Who did you guys sit on your bike? You and
me and Mike.
You and Mike sat on and watched. Was it
Ozzy Osbourne?
Was it Ozzy?
We were one of the few since full throttle. They let us because how'd you get your bike in? And I showed them, and we got one of the few that they allowed us to bring the bikes in to watch Ozzy Osbourne. But there was, like you say, there was probably 50,000 people crammed there, and for the Ozman.
All right, we got 9 minutes to touch on the events and stuff coming up. Bert's sent us a bunch of stuff going on. We're gonna go through all the Bert stuff as. So you got no payments till 2021 when you purchase any used motorcycle. They've had some great prices on some used bikes too at
they
Bert's.
have.
You gotta go check that out. I saw a used bike that I used to own for almost $1,000. I want to say it was crazy. So go see what they got there.
And some of the stuff he takes for trade-in, man. He's got to have an auction every year just to get rid of stuff he's taking for trade-in.
That is true. What else they got going over at Bert's? They got all tires priced at employee pricing. That's not bad for everyone. That's pretty good. You get new tires done. It's time of that year,
Yep.
Free shipping with online purchases when you spend 50 or more. Hey, there you go. You don't have to pay for shipping.
Bada boom.
So if you're staying at home and social distancing, you can order online. Let's see. Oh, I thought this was cool. Buy 3, get 1 free. So buy 3 shirts, get 1 free. Those are cool. They got great shirts of Bert's with the fish. The Barracuda is a pretty cool logo that you can play with. I don't know if that's just Barracuda or if that's down at Black Widow.
Black Widow too. Also.
I don't know. Learn to ride. Charlie, you need that class. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they do a good job on the class. The good thing about when you go down, you take the class. You go down, take the class. When you're done, they give you your paper. You just bring it straight to DMV, and they put your motorcycle endorsement on your license.
And it's right there at the dealership now. It's right in the back where we had the concerts and everything. It's right there. I know all the guys that run that class in the back at Bert's. I wish I knew them all, but the Bert's guys know what's going on. I've sat there and watched them, and they're very supportive. And by the time I was sitting there, and a guy looked at me, he ran over and we were talking. He goes, "Those 2 people right there never touched a bike before yesterday, and they were doing the class just like that." And I was like, "That is impressive."
And of course, they're building the dealership, and then they'll get the restaurant done, and they're going to open that pavilion up. And of course, Bert and the Bert that he's got running the restaurants have already talked to me about us maybe doing some concert series where
the framing's going up on the outside of that wall of their dealership now. It's getting usually you don't work on the outside until the inside's all pretty much done, right?
Yep, that's it. But that'd be amazing to, like, say, at Lita Ford, you have her, say, on a Friday night here in St. Pete and a Saturday night down in Black Widow and stuff like that is what they kind of plan to do.
There's some distance there, so yeah, I could see that being.
And then we get to do 2, so, it's Bert and Bert that's doing that.
The Berts. Let's see, Screwy Louie's got something big coming up. The First Responders Appreciation Weekend, August 7th through the 9th. They got Blackfoot playing out there, Charlie. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So I can't see some of those other bands up in there, but I know they got a lot of good
Blackfoot going to be train out there.
Oh, did you see Jeff Fatolo, who just came back with a negative COVID response? So Jeff Fatolo.
Welcome back, Jeff.
Welcome back. He's a good friend of Full Throttle Magazine and the Cianci family, and that man has been, I mean, his posts have been trying at times. I mean, he really was affected, and then getting a positive test and then being, you know, in seclusion, and this is a man who's out every night of the week. You know,
we knew a few friends that came back with positive tests, but Jeff was the one friend that we knew that actually had some effects.
Yeah, and boisterous about it. Talk to people about it. It wasn't hidden. It was.
No, he didn't keep it hidden. You know, we had a few others. Now, one friend we think was a false positive because he tested positive, then he went and took 3 more tests, and they all came back negative.
Who's up?
One of the brothers that always is out at Quaker and stuff. Remember the 2 brothers that come out all the time?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't remember their name, but one of them, he came back with a positive, but then he went and took 3 more tests, and they all came back negative.
Well, who knows what's going on with that? I mean, again,
but Jeff literally had some of the effects of that. So glad to see you back,
happy
Jeff.
to see Jeff Fatolo, Quarter Mile Rebels. Great band. You like rockabilly?
Hey,
Love them.
He came out and just played in the parking lot for us while everybody was. Remember, he played to the crowd, rebuilding from the tornado.
What's the one he does with the sippy cup? Yeah, you know what? You're right. He was the band that was scheduled the next day on the main stage before Uncle Cracker.
Four Bearded Brothers.
And he goes, you know what? He called me during the storm, says, bro, we're here to help. Whatever you need, we'll be there. And I said, can I move you to a smaller stage and play out front? And he was. In fact, that made our Friday.
He literally was playing while people were volunteering to clean up the mess. So he was entertaining the crowd who was working their butts off.
It made our Friday, and that's big mad respect because he called me during the storm going, man, we're in. We'll be there. We'll help whatever you need us. And that was cool. So that is August 7th through the 9th up at Scooter Haven, Scurry Louis Scooter Haven. And then we also have, what is it, Gator Harley has something on September 12th. That's a sisterhood ride. A lot of these female rides are coming back into August, September. So on September 12th, Gator Harley Davidson has a sisterhood ride. There it is right there. Welcoming all women riders and non-riders. So women, 30+% right now. I don't know if it's higher than that.
Going up.
30% of the new riders out there are female riders, guys. That is crazy. They're gonna be quickly up to that 50% mark. And, you know, you got to really think marketing and advertising to the motorcycle demographics different. If 50% of the you know, are women, you know, it's got to be, you got to start, that's why we're talking about making a female or a male calendar too. Because the riders out there are asking for it.
And doing just a little plug there. Hello to Fran and Rhett and Brian and Brandy. They're all on.
Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a great time. Saw Brian and Brandy last night at Salty Shamrock. Great turnout. Very awesome. You know, again, Fran was a major aspect in helping us raise so much money for the St. Joseph Children's Hospital, and everything we do with Full Throttle Magazine pretty much has, I don't put a Full Throttle logo on without a Fran Hosh logo. I mean, that's, let's face it, we're married together. Sorry, Rhett, I'm married to you too, buddy. But it's a great relationship. And remember, if you're in a motorcycle or car or truck, they handle vehicle and motorcycle accidents. You don't ever want to have to need them because you don't want to be in an accident. But if you do, you call Fran and Rhett. They've taken care of me. They've taken care of you. They've taken care of almost everybody I know. And it's all been, you know, I don't want to, you can't talk on it, but all been great, favorable returns and experiences because that's what they do. And they're great at what they do. And
another great event that usually she's in on is the Back to Blue Poker Run.
That's a new one. They are a sponsor on the Back to Blue Poker Run, August 29th. So this isn't a Back to Blue ride. This is a Back to Blue Poker Run. Micah Neal with the Tampa Bay area cruisers. You know, he's active, man. He went. They're out there doing it. I like Micah. He's good guy handling a good group. Last night they're leaving Salty Shamrock, and there was 15, 20 of them saying, "Okay, let's go get a milkshake." I'm like, "You're really gonna go get a milkshake?" And but this real quick, and then I want to talk about the Blue ride, so don't take that down. But they want to get a milkshake. I saw pictures this morning. 15 of them went and got milkshakes. I'm like, well, that's cool. They didn't go get a beer or didn't go, you know, doing something dumb. And I was like, that's cool stuff. So Mike is taking them around. But the stops include Bradenton on this ride, Riverview, Tampa, St. Pete, and Clearwater. You know, Micah came to me and said, how can we make this? Can you help me figure some stuff out? Who do we get on board?
Y'all was like 2 hours sitting in there going over all the stops and everything.
It was an ordeal. I know Charlie comes by and goes, you guys yelling? I said, yeah, but we yell. That's
like,
what you do.
I'm like, okay, I'll be in my office. I'll see y'all later. Don't break anything. And you got one more ride there that's right there, the Female Ride Day.
Female Ride Day, yep, at Crystal, August 22nd. That's the Female Ride Day. I want to say that's with Robin.
Yep, Robin Hawk does that.
Yep, and Robin does that one up there. In fact, I think I see that in the corner.
And she's really gotten active in the motorcycle community. Of course, she started out with stilettos on steel, and now she's
got what, Uncaged Life?
Uncaged Life.
Women
And Georgia Boy has wore that damn shirt to where I like, Georgia Boy, you don't have to wear it every day. Wash it at least one time. Robin, he has wore that shirt to where there's flies buzzing around him. So message him. Tell him to wash that shirt before we go to Sturgis.
Yes, and I know Bert's has I'm not sure if I sent that one in. Bert's has a Female Ride Day today too. I'm not sure if that one got into the mix this morning. It was a crazy morning getting things together. Charlie, we timed this out nice, 45 seconds.
45 seconds, folks. If you're going to Sturgis, be safe. You know, take your time. I'm getting to go to Louisiana to visit my daughter and grandkids, and then heading up that way.
About that. I hope you have a great time.
She's going to get to see the ocean for the first time. Her and her fiance are going to run down to Alabama, so she gets to see the ocean for the first time.
Very cool.
And she's already got a request in, and as all this over, come here to Tampa so I can take her to the Atlantic side and the Gulf side.
We can make that happen. You guys be safe. Go do the events. Wear your mask if you're out and about. We hope you guys enjoy our show. Become a supporter of Full Throttle. We showed you where it's at right underneath our homepage picture. Become a VIP supporter of Full Throttle, and that's going to support everything we do and the great content we bring in.
And next week we'll be coming from Buffalo Chip.
That's right.
And South Dakota. Bye, Charlie.
See ya.